what the Bible says about you calling people ignorant and fools?
It means there's something you don't know.
What don't I know? You got to prove it. In 1 Thessalonians 5:21 it says, "Prove all things." All right, you can keep going then. Keep going. Have a nice day. Genesis chapter 25 and 25. And the first came out red.
Came out red like yourself. You're red.
Oh, not red.
All over. Like a hairy garment.
Like a hairy garment, like your father. He was a hairy garment. And he was red. Go on, brother.
Right? And they called his name Esau.
Called his name Esau.
You know why he called his name Esau? Because in Hebrew, Esau means a lack of pigment. What does it mean? Wasted away is he.
Wasted away is
That's why, yeah, exactly. Like this brother right here, me, these brothers right here, we got pigment in our skin. You don't have pigment in your skin because that was the mark of Cain. You're the only race on the world that doesn't have a pigment on their skin. Huh?
I'm not an albino.
Actually, you are. You're a race of albino.
No, I am not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
And you were saying...
Scotch, Irish, and Cherokee.
You're a devil. That's what you are.
Oh, Caribbean.
All right.
Luke chapter 12 and 49. This is
in the name of Yahweh.
Look what it says.
Luke 12:49. I came. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? Why I have a baptism to be baptized with.
This is where I play and sing. This is where I make money to feed myself.
We're breaking down the scriptures. Okay.
God would not send you to take food out of a widow's mouth.
You know you're from the tribe of Judah.
Right, son?
I'm going to tell you about it. Give me Genesis chapter. Want to go Genesis 49? Break down about Judah. You're the root.
I mean, what's the real Jew?
The so-called Jews that are in Israel, the ones that are here today that wear caps on their head, those kippahs, those are the fake Jews. That's why the so-called white man, what did he do? He imitates Jesus. They make these churches with robes, and they worship the Most High, but they don't worship the Most High. They actually break all the laws of the Most High. They break everything that's in the Bible because they're the wicked. That's why if you go in places 2 and 9, go home and look up these scriptures. The book of 2 and 9 right here. I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty. And who's he talking right there? He's talking about us right here. We're in tribulation because the so-called white man is oppressing us, and we're in poverty. But thou art rich. How are we rich? Because the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, that's the true name of God, He opened these scriptures up. Now we were blind, we were slaves, now we see. So we are rich, knowing the truth. Okay? And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are a synagogue of Satan.
I heard that from America.
Okay. He knows some truth, but he don't know the whole truth. He breaks some scriptures, but he's mostly in the dark. There's 3 and 9. Behold, I will make them the synagogue of Satan which say they are Jews and are not. These are the so-called people in Israel today that stole our land and here in America, because if you talk against those Jews, what happens? If you work for the government or the state, you'll lose your job if you talk about these Ashkenazi Jews. You'll lose your job. Which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. So in the future, these so-called white people, they're going to get down. Because you know, you're from the tribe of Judah. You're from the number 1 tribe of all the 12 tribes. This brother right here. That's the line that Yahweh Shai comes out of. The Son of God. He comes through the line of Judah. You want to read that in Genesis 49?
All right, Genesis chapter 49, verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp.
Yeah, well, Bob was Marley of Judah.
I'll say this. I'm not sure because, you know, like you said, His father was a so-called white man.
Oh,
a so-called
yeah,
Jew.
well, you know.
That's what he says. I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
you don't know. No, let's not go with that. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's just leave that one alone.
well, it's the thing is, yeah, your nationality depends on your father.
Right.
You know how people say, yeah, they half this, they half that.
Yeah.
I'm a quarter this, a quarter Cherokee, and you know this and that. No, everybody on this world is one nationality.
Right.
You know that? Because you come from your father.
Right.
Your mom is just nothing but an incubator.
Right.
You know, all she does is determine the genetic makeup of the seed. Meaning you can come out looking just like, you know, more like your mom
Right.
or like your dad. She controls that, but as the nationality, you come from your father.
Right.
You know, so yeah,
That's the seed. We can go into the seed.
right.
Let's do that.
You want to go into the seed? Okay. And before we go to the seed, I want to just bring this one out. This is Deuteronomy 28 verse 68. You want to read it, or you want me to read it?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
And it says, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again."
Start at 15 first.
This is the curses, because we have a curse on it. Did you know that? That's on Deuteronomy 28:15. "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee."
Now, let me ask you a question. Remember when we was coming out of Egypt, right? When Moses let my people go and everything? When they came out of Egypt, when the Most High, when Moses let them out of Egypt by the way of the Most High, did they follow the law, statutes, and commandments when he went to go get the commandments on the tablet?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. So this right here, what the brother just read, he said, if you don't observe and do my commandments, these curses shall come upon thee. Now you can go home and read from 15 down to 68. We're going to read 68 for you.
No, that's Deuteronomy. I read that.
Did you understand it though? Because the scripture says, with all I get understanding.
I thought I understood.
Yeah. That's cool. You know, you admit it. Verse 68.
And then it says that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right.
That's why the so-called Negroes, and the Indians, what happens? We're all segregated into neighborhoods, and the majority of that neighborhood is what? Cursed.
Right.
Because what happened? Our forefathers turned their back against the Most High. We can get into those scriptures too.
Let's do that.
And go back to 68. We're going to get into those scriptures. "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships."
Now it said, the Lord shall bring thee again to Egypt with ships. How did we get over here? With ships. Slave ships, right? Now it said, bring thee to Egypt. You got to understand this. Egypt, the real name of Egypt wasn't Egypt. It was called Mizraim. Over in Africa. The real meaning of Egypt means bondage, or slavery.
Right.
So it's
The Greeks.
Yeah, the Greeks.
named it.
That's right. They named it bondage, slavery. So read that again.
"And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
So I'll bring you into slavery again
with ships, by the way whereof I speak unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again."
Thou shalt see no more again. What? Our land of Israel. Have you been to Israel?
No.
Hell no, man. None of us been to
We're
Israel.
in captivity.
We're in captivity over here.
It's like when you take a lion, you put him in the zoo, he's out of his element.
Mhm.
We're out of our element.
Right.
This ain't our place of rest.
Right.
So,
Keep going.
"And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies."
That you shall be sold. Where we sold?
Yeah.
It says to our enemies. Who's our enemies?
The so-called white man.
You can say it.
Yeah.
You know, where
For bondmen and bondwomen,
for slave men and slave women,
Right.
and no man shall buy you.
no man shall buy you.
They didn't trade with money.
Right.
They traded with shoes, maybe a wood fence.
Mhm.
Say, I want those two black girls right there. I want them to be my servants. You know, and
Right.
they were like, they'd all trade you for a couple of wood.
Yeah.
So that's a deep scripture right there.
Right. It said no man shall buy you. And
No man
that's the
shall buy
English
you.
term for save. So no man shall save. Like that's why Malcolm X, he couldn't get us out of this. Martin Luther King, he couldn't get us out of this. No man can get us out of this but Yahweh Shemi Shai, Christ.
And this word.
And
This
his word.
word. See, we
That's
can't
right.
buck up with weapons. This is our weapon.
Right.
This is the word of the Most High. And that's why we go back into Deuteronomy 28 and 49. "And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far," which are the so-called Greeks, the Arabs, and the Hamites.
Yep.
"For the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle, flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Swift as the eagle flieth.
Because they always use that emblem.
Yeah,
the Roman Empire, the Greek, they always show that eagle in America. Come on, brother.
That's right. That's like the brother just said. Like what's on the back of a quarter? The eagle, man.
Yeah.
It's always the eagle. So that's,
and the dollar has, you know, the eagle, arrows in one hand and the peace in the other.
Yep.
You know, and the Star of David over its head. You know what I mean? And you know, in the back of that dollar, you know, it's in Roman numbers. It's right below the pyramid.
Right.
It's 666. You know.
You know something.
Yes. You know?
Okay.
So
that's cool, man.
You know.
That's funny, though, because the majority of our people don't even know that, man.
Yeah. You know.
Neither do they care.
He wants to take a picture.
Yeah, go ahead, let him do whatever you want, as long as you don't take it. If you want to take a picture, take a picture. No, we're in the middle of this, bro. We gotta wait for a few. No. So Jeremiah 5:19. And it shall come to pass. See, that's the demons. See, that's the demons. See, that's the demons. They're trying to interrupt us. And it shall come to pass. Shall say, wherefore doeth the Lord, and all these unto us shalt thou, like as ye have forsaken me and served strange gods in your land, so shall ye serve strangers in the land that is not yours.
So, and you know,
we're in America.
And Sunday is not the Sabbath day.
Saturday, you're right. That's right.
Okay.
No, well,
so that's the Sabbath day.
Well, the Sabbath is actually according to the new moon. It actually falls on different days sometimes, because it's 7 days from the new moon.
Yeah,
we do come out the 11th.
Right.
We come out on Saturdays.
We come out on Saturdays, you know, whenever we can, you know.
But it does go on the moon.
Exactly.
That goes into what is it? The Book of Numbers.
Yeah,
It goes into
so all throughout the Bible.
Yeah, it talks about how that's why, because we're in the so-called white man. What do? They changed the days of months.
Yep.
They named it after Augustus, Caesar.
Yep. That's exactly what they did.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you know, and I've always been curious to know what is the real truth.
Yeah, well,
you know,
first of all, first and foremost, you gotta understand, you gotta know your nationality. That's the first and foremost thing.
Okay.
Why? Because basically